From according from the year you were born, you said you were born in 1945.
Yes.
Can you shed some light what was going on during the end of World War II?
I don't know anything about World War II. Only what my grandmother and my mom talked about. That was before my time. I was too young.
And on segregation, were you exposed to any of the protests against it during the time when you were a child?
Say that again.
Were you exposed to the protests during segregation against it?
Against
Segregation.
some of the things I heard that was mentioned, I was, but as far as being a part of it, no.
Were were you treated badly? Were you
No.
exposed to?
My mom and grandmother was very protective of us. We didn't experience too much of that. Just hearing them talk, that was it. There was a couple of things that were different where we had to go to different bathrooms or different restaurant here in Florida, but not in Ohio. Uh,
So
I went through that.
so you say you were born in Cleveland, Ohio, right?
No, I was born in Birmingham, but I never lived there. Just born there.
Okay. So you spent some time in Cleveland, right? So
See,
you spent some time in Cleveland.
yes.
What was the difference between Cleveland and Florida during the time of segregation?
What's the difference in Cleveland? Well, like I said, here in Florida, we had to go to a different restroom, different restaurant. You had to go through the back door of your the person you was work for. You had to go through that back door. You didn't go through no front door there. But in Ohio, I never heard of did anything like that.
So so there was a significant difference of what you had to do and say and don't say when you're in the north or the south, basically. You had to act differently from the area you were
Not
living in.
not act. People were just treated differently.
Okay.
You wouldn't. You didn't have to go through all those changes in the northern part of the state. I could remember at the time I was a little girl. I went to work here over in Palm Beach to work a few times with grandma to work. And I played with Dr. Callum's daughter. I
Okay.
would be there all day with
And
grandma. And we played together.
and what race? What were they?
They was a Jewish family.
So they had no prejudice against racism.
Not that I could remember. They were very nice to our family.
And and so yeah, so they had no problem with you playing with their daughters.
No, they would tell grandma to bring me over sometime. Now Karen never did come over here, but I would go over in Palm Beach and play.
And during like during the civil rights movement, um, you heard about the Kennedy assassination? Where were you during when this happened?
Um, I had just turned 18 years old. I was on my way to work um, when everything like just stopped. a standstill. Everybody was in shock, including myself. Um, I remember that. It was a cold November morning.
And where were you during the Korean War?
Korean War?
The Korean War.
I don't know. I guess I was the Korean War,
Mm-hmm.
and that was before I was able to realize what's going on. During the Korean War was in what in the 40s, early 40s. That was before I could even remember my name good.
And where were you during the War of Vietnam?
Um, in school, I heard a lot about it, a lot of killing. Um, with my first marriage, I lost a brother-in-law in the Korean War.
And where were you during the Gulf War?
The Gulf War. Here in West Palm Beach.
You weren't part of the Gulf War?
Excuse me?
You were not part of the Gulf War?
Um, I should say yes, but into it, no.
Okay.
Thinking back, I have a stepson that was in the Gulf War. Um, yes, Alfred's son.